Prepper basics. It's time to prepare. No excuses. This is Throttle Up Prepper. Prepper basics. It's time to prepare. No excuses. This is Throttle Up Prepper. I'm your host, Jeff. Welcome to the program. If you're not a subscriber, please do me the great honor of subscribing today. If you are a subscriber, thank you. And to one and all, if you enjoy this video, you found it interesting, entertaining, the least bit helpful, please hit the like button and share it. Trying to make one of these bad boys go viral. Why? So I could be super famous? No. You know what? I'm doing this for a reason, and the reason is it is my nature to want to be helpful and to see everyone do the best that they possibly can. Also, if you haven't already stopped by the website, recently we've made a few improvements, a few changes, always adding to the blog just about every day, at least 5 days a week, and added a new video to the video page, which comes from YouTube. And also got a brand new poll question on the sidebar on the home page. I refresh those from time to time. They're kind of fun. Make sure you check it out. It's throttleupprepper.com. Now, it's time to prepare. No excuses. What am I talking about? Well, I just got through telling you that it is my nature to be helpful. And you probably know, if you're a subscriber, especially to this channel, you've clearly watched more than one or two videos, that I'm actually legally blind, visually impaired, don't see very much, just enough to get myself in trouble. I may or may not be looking into the camera, and from time to time, might look a little goofy. One of my eyes does some tricks. It's very well trained. So, try not to be too distracted by that kind of stuff. But that is what that's all about. Also, when I was 21 years old, I was diagnosed with two forms of malignant cancer, one of which had a 90% kill rate. It's called embryonal carcinoma. I also had a germ cell seminoma, the old daily double, 2 in 1. I was a lucky boy. But actually, I really, that's an understatement. I'm incredibly blessed to even be alive. When you're 21 years old and you have single-digit chance of survival, you look at life a whole lot differently moving forward. So, I'm in my late 40s now. I'm not going to tell you exactly how old, but late 40s. So for 25 plus years now, more than a quarter century, I've had survival on my mind, baby. Is that a song? No. It's Carolina on my mind. So please understand that it is my nature to want to be helpful. This channel is not just for people with challenges and struggles and disabilities. I've had hard issues in the past, and thank God it turned out to be all benign stuff. So I understand what it's like to face challenges, to fight for survival, and to want to better yourself. So I always look at things kind of from that angle, for better or worse. So if you have a challenge, this channel is not only going to give you information, it's not only going to be helpful, like most prepper channels are. Quite frankly, I'm not the only one out here putting out good content by any stretch, but I do have a unique spin on things that hopefully you find relatable and make a little extra sense to you if you're facing a challenge. If you don't have anything wrong with you at all, God bless you. But hopefully, at least the entertainment value along with the information here is something that will benefit you. But I want to tell you a little bit about those, especially that are fairly new or are tempted into a place of complacency. We recently had an election here in the United States. Not sure if my fellow Americans have noticed there's been a change at the top. And many people think that's a great and a wonderful thing. Other people can't seem to get over it and are very upset about that. And then there's all kinds of people in the middle. But, there are those that think happy days are here again. I'm going to quit prepping, or I can ease back. And, this isn't an anti-Trump thing. I'm rooting for him. I'm praying for him. I'm excited about some of the things that he's done already, and look forward to some of the other promises coming to pass. And some of the things, hey, nobody's perfect. We didn't vote for Jesus. It wasn't that kind of election. We're voting in humans. So I expect there's going to be ups and downs. But now is not the time to pull back. North Korea is in the news, Russia, China, Japan is even threatening to do harm. I'm not sure that's the right way to put it, but to take an offensive stance when it comes to North Korea. And yeah, that's thousands of miles from here, Jeff. What does that have to do with me? Well, it all has everything to do with us. We're in a global community. War is serious business. And whether bombs drop here in this country or not, it's going to have an effect economically and a host of other ways. So now is not the time to ease back on the throttle. This is throttle up prepper. And by the way, I don't think I've ever mentioned this before. Why throttle up prepper? Well, I started a podcast. It's kind of defunct at the moment. Maybe one day I'll bring it back. But it's called Throttle Up. And I'm a big NASA space shuttle junkie. Back when we had a real space program. But there's that point after the launch begins where they have to throttle back because of going through a point of maximum aerodynamic pressure. And if they keep going full throttle, it could, break apart the shuttle. Well, once they escape that area, whatever it is, you always hear the Houston control saying, Roger, go throttle up. And then they go to, this doesn't make sense to me either, but 104, 114, whatever it is, percent. How do you go more than 100%? I don't know, but they do. NASA's figured out a way to go. And then, bam, they just break through that, and they get out of the atmosphere, and they're out in space in no time. And to me, I just like that. Throttle up, man. It's time to throttle up. You're prepping. And I'm a no excuses kind of guy. Listen, you might just think I'm just some goofy blind guy that sits around the house all day, eating Raisinets and figuring out how to spend my wife's money or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what you think. But I'm actually a rather productive member of society. Listen, I'm an author, I'm a speaker, I'm a coach, I'm involved in full-time ministry. To boot, I've got a couple books, and maybe a producer, Josh, can put them up on the screen. My first book came out in 2006 called Power and Perseverance. Rather encouraging and inspiring book that has motivated many around the world. And then I believe it was late 2015, my latest came out, The Excuse Assassin. Personal development gold right here. These are lessons that I've learned through a life of challenges. Like I said, from multiple forms of cancer to heart issues. When I talk about economic collapse and financial ruin, you should listen to me. Why? Because I went through it already. When you're 21 years old, you have no health insurance, and you end up with massive six-figure debt, no job, and you're sick for a year and you can't do anything. Wow. And you're stubborn and Italian enough that you're not going to file for bankruptcy, and you fight your way back. And it took years, and it was horrible. And I've experienced the worst of credit. And right now, I'm at about as good as you can get. It took a long time and a lot of discipline and that survival mentality. But I got back. But The Excuse Assassin is all about that. Now, don't let the cover fool you. This is not a quote-unquote prepper book. So don't go to Amazon and buy it and then give me a 1-star rating and nasty comments saying, this is not a prepper book, it was fraud. No. It is not a prepper book per se. It is a book about facing and overcoming challenges, whatever they are, whether they are physical, whether they are relational, whether they are financial. And yeah, these principles, I promise you, most of them will apply if you find yourself in an SHTF situation. But again, full disclosure, it is not a how-to prepping book. But I highly recommend it to get the mindset of a prepper and to get the mindset of one who overcomes. Listen, I didn't really mean to turn this into a big commercial. It's not what it's about. I want you to know who I am a little bit more. Let you know that there is a certain amount of authority. I've been on television, interviewed on various programs and various networks around the world a number of times for both of these books and a few other reasons. I've been interviewed on radio stations in several states here in the country. I even at one time, unrelated to the books, did an international dance party on radio that literally aired on several radio stations in this country, on cable connection through Central and South America, and into Europe, South Africa. I've been on almost every continent. I'm not just some goof sitting here, although I do enjoy being goofy. But listen. The point is, the world is coming apart at the hinges. I'm not a fear-mongering kind of guy. I'm a reality-based kind of guy. And the way I look at it, whatever it is, from zombies to economic collapse to EMPs, whatever the cause, it's just another challenge. And there's no excuse for not rising to the challenge and overcoming. Please punch the like button. Help me to help others. Let this go viral. If you are interested in the books, they're available in ebook from Amazon. Even if you're not a Kindle kind of person, I don't have a Kindle, but I've actually, yes, I bought my own book because I'm weird like that. But I have an iPhone. I just go to your app store. The Kindle app is free. It's also, both books are available through Amazon in paperback. You can go to the address shown below, amazon.com/author/ Jeff Grillo, my name. Or you could actually go to the Throttle Up Prepper website, and you can click on the link there. That'll take you as well. Whether you're interested in the book or not, that's fine. That's cool. I want this video. Because I believe even just contained in this video, there'd be enough inspiration and encouragement for people to say that, you know what, this is just another challenge. And if Jeff can overcome the junk that he's overcome in his life, then you know what, maybe we could learn a little something from him, have a little fun with him, and overcome whatever comes our way with him as well. Until next time, God bless.